انزل الزبون اخوانا كنت منو انزلي
لا بكلم
انزلوا داب انزل يا روجي روجي هبط لي التوك توك روجي كنتوا
Whoop, there it is.
الكوب ولا تبكوا والله شاشة لا يلا 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 يلا
See, here's the deal for the people who think that there's no melanin in Egypt. They clearly have not been to Aswan. Clearly have not been. So we're on a tuk-tuk right now going to visit a home. And so, you know, this is a part of the experience. You get back here and get outside of the other areas. I wanted to make sure we came back here. And all of this green is fed by the Nile River. All of this green. So just so I want y'all to see this melanin back here. All this melanin. We got a whole squad roll over here. Look at that. That's right. What's up, Melody? Go ahead and cry. It's all good.
Okay.
There's no way in the world I would bring a group to Egypt and not come back here. No way in the world. Look at that brother right there. There's no way. Hello, hello. All right, hello. Again. Hello, hello. My man, he about 10 years old, running got his little scooter, his little tuk-tuk.
Okay,
Yeah,
Nubian.
yeah.
English?
Huh?
English?
English, yeah. You thought I was Nubian? Hello. Hello.
Halo.
We want the world to know that Egypt is very diverse. Ah, okay. See, I need to learn. Hello. Right. Little man getting it. He getting it. Come on. He getting it. He working it. Little man working it. All right now. I see them roads. They call it African massage. Hello. 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 All right, we have made it. Made it. All right. Here we are. All right, I'll see you when I come out. I'll see you. Okay. All right. Oh, that's Medjay. Okay, okay. Medjay. Okay, okay, okay. All right, so we are here. We're going to actually go into a home.
I can get off now?
See, and these children are getting this experience. So Aaron is getting her experience.
Are we paying them now, Jay? Or
No, at the end.
at the end?
So you are live. You are live in living color from Aswan. So when they try to say that there's no melon, there's plenty. So just so you know that there's much more to Egypt than pyramids. It's culture, people, history. All right.
First of all, let me welcome everybody here in the Nubian village. So welcome to okay. By the way, the history of the Nubians is as the people say in it. The Nubians they came to Egypt so late in the history, or they are from the ancient time. No, the evidence, as we said, guys, they are from the ancient time. As we mentioned, the first unification of Upper and Lower Egypt done by the Pharaoh Narmes, which is already from, the Nubian land, and this was the cause behind the people ignoring starting the first, the history of the old kingdom from the first dynasty, while already all of the kingdoms, as we said, in case the intermediate time, Egypt divided, but the old kingdom, middle kingdom, new kingdom, there's a time when upper and lower, ممكن تسكتهم شوية عشان الصوت. When upper and lower is just one place, that's why I think supposed to starting the old kingdom from the first dynasty, but guys, as we said, they ignoring first and second, and they started the old kingdom from the third dynasty to ignoring starting that amazing history by African, that's why. Then they start, okay, this is one evidence, okay, another evidence that the Nubians is from the ancient time, 19th dynasty, New Kingdom, the beautiful Queen Nefertari, the most favored wife of Ramses II. She was a Nubian queen from the Nubian land. Another evidence, 26th dynasty, the whole dynasty is the Nubian pharaohs. That's why, that tells, okay, the Nubian history is from the ancient time. Then comes another thing, slave stories. You were slaves? No, we explained that in the history, as we said. Even excavations, they changed that story 100%. They were in slaves. And could you imagine, say slaves, and then they came to the power? Could you imagine the slaves, they will be pharaohs? I think this is not gonna happen ever. That's why they weren't slaves. They were actual people, actual workers, and even they go paid. And we explored that in the tomb of Ramses IX, when he never well paid the workers. They did a cheap art. This is what you pay for. Okay, that's why it tells that actual people, they're not slaves. Okay, and those kind of stories. This is what the people, they wrote down the history as they wanted, not the real thing. Another thing about the Nubians. So we have Upper Nubia and Lower Nubia. So Lower Nubia is Egypt here, like Aswan. South Nubia, this is the north of Sudan. Same culture. Okay, how I can tell this person is a Nubian person? First, the color of the skin. Second, the African features. Third, and the most important thing, the spoken language. The Nubians, they have their own spoken language, which is not written, just the spoken language. Okay, that's why they can speak Arabic, but when they speak to each other, so the rest of people, they can understand nothing. Why? Because that's just the Nubian language. It's just for them heritage, just between them. And in the war between Egypt and Israel, Sadat, he decided to use that language, that when the Israel people trying to listen, they couldn't understand nothing. They understand nothing. Why? Because this is spoken language, it's not written. And even who knows it? Just the Nubians. That's why they were spoken to each other, then translate that to the cops of the Egyptian military, so the Israel people cannot understand what they were saying. And they were saying, they were speaking a very, different language. Later on, after the war, they figured out they were speaking the Nubian language. Even as the songs that the guys were singing, that was in the Nubian language. Okay? So, but the government, they knows how important the Nubian community is. And this is the reason why, guys, they built the Nubian Museum. And this is what we are going to see later. Why? To keep the heritage of the Nubians and preserving the history of the Nubians. While that museum, it cost the Egyptian government 80 million Egyptian pounds for building this, but tells how important the Nubian history and Nubian heritage for even the government. Even Nubian, they're very strong community. That's why, like, we have two Nubian people in the Aswan, parliament. They have to have Nubian people as well, because that also, as we said, it tells how the government knows how important to keep the relationship with the Nubian or the Egyptian Africans. By the way, when the Christianity came to Egypt, so Nubians are very spiritual people, and that's the reason, as we said, they refined their religion is very similar. They fused into Christianity, and all of them became Christians. Then when Islam came to Egypt, 641 AD, they find it still seem also a resurrection of the ancient religion itself. That's why all of them, they fused into Islam. All of the religions came up to here with no fight, because those people are really spiritual people, and they find all of the religions very similar, telling about same stories, worship the same God, but in different ways and different names. Okay? The houses of the Nubians, it's consisted of like mostly big courtyard and a lot of rooms. Why? The Nubians, they love to live like in a big families, as a big families together. Okay? Now we are in one of the village, but you have to know around us on the islands there is so many other villages. Why? Already because of the dam, as we said, they lost those people, they lost them land. That's why they start to move to the islands, because already they lost them land because of causing, the Nasser Lake, which is massive, huge. That's why they start to moving on the islands, right now. But the government, they help that for building schools and, so hospitals and healthcare as well for the Nubians. But they love to keep them blood. That's why they're mostly the Nubians, they just marry to a Nubian. Okay? And that's why, that's the reason why those people, you could see, like, they still have the African features and so the dark skin because they marry. That's why right now, so we will visit, like, see a Nubian house right now to see what is that consists of. Any question? First about what I said. Okay. By the way, it's supposed like all of them have the curly hair, but because of like so the aromatherapy they use it helps a lot.
I have a question.
No, I love my hair.
You said Nubian language. Is there an official name for it?
It's called the Nubian language.
That's just what it's called. Okay. And what's the name of this?
There is two different language in Egypt, guys. The Nubian language, which is spoken language. Then another language, yes, one of the oases called Siwa Oasis. The people there, they speak the Amazighi language, which is already exist where? Morocco. The people, African, so also the African people in Morocco, they speak the Amazighi, language. That's why the people in Siwa and in Morocco who speaks Amazighi, they can understand each other's. Okay, but nobody else can understand. That's why when they speak to each other, also in Amazighi, nobody can understand.
Wow.
Okay, all of them speaks Arabic, but Siwa, they have their own spoken language. Amazighi, Nubians, they have their own spoken language. The Nubian language. Siwa, it's one of the oases in the western desert. It's it's a long way from Cairo. It's about it's near like by Libya, Cairo, but it's about like 8 hours drive. But I call it the paradise on the earth. It's amazing place.
Where?
Look, guys. So what you're hearing, guys, now is the call of the prey. It's 5 times a day. One in early morning, sunrise, one in afternoon, one a bit later, one in evening, one at night. Okay? Look how it is already used to close the doors. This is like
The style of the house is almost like a Dominican or like a Mexican or Dominican
Mm.
type of home with mud homes.
Hmm.
The house is almost like a Mexican or
خلاص انا اقول له قام الخميس
So being able to come into a space like this is good because you get a chance to see him. We get a
It's
chance
like a
to.
museum. That's where, like a museum for the Nubian, stuff. So if you would like to go to the old Nubian stuff.
Hello, hello. How are you? It's so good to see you. Back again. I'm doing. Oh, how do I say it? El Minibu. Ed Minibu. How are you? Ed Minibu. Ah, hello. That's the baby again. Hello. Hey. Hello, hello. So, have some dates here, some peanuts, some pumpkin seeds, some hibiscus, some tea. Gonna get some, gonna bring some other items on. See, we're learning, y'all. This is all a part of bridging the gap and coming and seeing. It's nothing like coming and seeing for yourself. There's Alicia right there. She's here. And people are able to come and have the experience. That's all. So when Mensa goes back, he can come in. He can go back and have a conversation with his friends and family. And again, this is how we educate and learn.
Goes there. It seems like you're in get all of that known. Your agent sees something different. No, there is a problem.
All right.
Internet became very touristic place. It's attracting the people who comes to meet us. So a lot of white people.
So who's the lady?
They are there already, all of them they are there. So one like
Some water. Let me see if I can.
no, we have one more. One wife is one.
Do tell.
But they need
Do tell.
they said they have such a big courtyard, like
All
it's
right.
gonna give like gathering everybody to be together.
All right, so I'm going to talk to a few people. I'm going to talk to Alicia
But they have
and Mensa.
rooms and bedrooms.
And you're about to hear me. Give me 1 second to switch over. About to switch over. Click. You about to hear it change. Let me know if you can still hear me in the chat. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. You should still be able to hear me fine. That'll be good. All right. Let me see if I can come around here. Oh yeah, the weather's perfect. It's perfect weather. Perfect weather. Can you hear me still? Let me type in the chat. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Yeah. Let me know if you can hear me. But we're gonna have a taste of everything, and I think it's cool. Okay. All right. So you okay? Okay. Let's do this. Flip this up. You should be able to hear me better. I'm talking low. That's the deal. I'm talking low. But good. You can hear me at least, so that's good. And you really should be able to hear me right now. Okay, if everybody could turn your volume up some, that would be even better because I'm looking at the monitor, and it's blaring. It's kind of loud, so I don't want it to get too loud. But right now, what's happening is everybody's going through, just getting the idea and taking a look, and I think that's I think that's very important. Again, we've been told so many things in other parts of the world until you come and actually see. It's until you actually come and see and taste. That's part of this. It's a full. I call it a five sensory experience. You're going to taste, touch, see, smell, hear, all of that, and that's what this whole experience is all about. Being able to have all of these different experiences. Let me see if I can get Alicia to talk to me for a few minutes. Let me see if she'll come on over. Hey, Alicia, you down? Can I talk to you down? Can I clip this on?
This moment?
Yeah, this moment. Nothing like that. All right, come on, let's go ahead and clip this on right here. Ah, okay.
I feel speechless.
Really? You feel? Well, that's. It's nothing like being in the moment. There we go. What are you feeling right now?
So many emotions. I think mostly overwhelmed
Okay.
with happiness and a feeling of finally knowing and having affirmation that we were here. Yeah.
Why did you decide to bring your 12-year-old son on this trip?
This trip was mostly for him, actually, because I think that the world kind of emphasizes slavery and that part of Black history, and I just really want him to come away with knowing that he's part of royalty. I want it to be embedded in his soul.
And I can tell that it's having an impression upon him. His name is Mensa, so that's a name that's synonymous with West Africa and the Ghana region.
Right.
But he's here, and how would you encourage other parents to make this type of educational investment, cultural investment? I guess on so many different levels. Because who knows how this is going to impact him as a young man moving forward, but there's something in you that said that you wanted to do this. And I think that's the part that a lot of other parents kind of want to do it, but may not know if they can or if they should. What was that defining moment for you that said, I'm going to do this?
I would say a mixture of things. COVID, post-pandemic, I was just so grateful to be alive. It's been something on my bucket list. When I was having him 12 years ago, like while I was in the delivery room, I don't know, I spaced out. Maybe it was the drugs, but I remember thinking as he was moving through my body that he was moving through chambers in a pyramid. This was actually a thought of mine, and from that time, I always thought I really wanted to bring him to Egypt. As far as parents, other parents go, our children really need to know this about themselves. There's so many influences out there that try to bring them down, make them feel like they're less than. And for me, my son is at a private school where I felt that he wasn't getting the history that he needed. He wasn't getting the affirmation that he's from a strong heritage, a heritage that he could be proud of. It's nothing that's taught in schools, most schools. So having him here, feeling, experiencing it, interacting with it, having these memories impressed upon his mind is so important for our youth, I think. And I would encourage any parent. I didn't have means either. I went through a whole financing thing, but it was so important to me for him to have this experience that I don't care if I have to pay payments for the next 6 years. It was that important to me, and I think it's that important to our children.
Well, one, we appreciate you being here and appreciate you trusting us with this experience. And I know that Freddie is most appreciative, and we're most appreciative as well. And just glad to see, it takes a lot of sacrifice, but everybody else does it. Everybody else makes those sacrifices and does what they need to do. And so you're one who has set a standard and set an example, one for him, but for anyone else who might see this and wonder, wow, can I do this, or why should I do this? And you have clearly stated why it is important to you. And so, yeah, so I thank you for taking a few moments to share with us, and we appreciate it again. So
Thank you.
So-
This has been the most incredible experience of my life. If I died tomorrow, I'd be happy, completely happy, because I cannot really put into words how this makes me feel.
Well, Mr. Mensah, yeah. Well, what about you? Let's talk to you for a second. I don't know if you're, you ready for the, he stepped forward, so I knew this meant you were ready for this moment here. Okay, all right. What has this trip been like for you?
It's been like, I still can't comprehend it because I'm actually in a foreign country. I'm in Egypt, and I've never been out in a foreign country before, so yeah.
What are some of the things that you've been learning on the trip?
More about the culture, stuff like that.
Okay. Being here, because you've seen the complexion change from northern Egypt, and then you come here and you see people that share a similar complexion to you. Did that surprise you, or did you already know that was what to expect?
That surprised me. I thought it would more be fully Arabic, but it's more African too.
Yeah, right here. Yeah, come on over here. You'll stand next to each other. Yeah. See, so you're able to see,
Yeah.
yeah. What's your name? Mustafa. Well, let me find out that's the name here. That's the one thing that's consistent. Nice to meet you, Mustafa. Thank you. So that's cool, man. I'm glad to have you here, and I hope that when you go back, you tell your friends about your experience, because you've seen it firsthand, So when somebody tries to tell you something different, you can say, well, no, I've been there. Do they teach this type of history in your school?
No, not really, no.
Okay. What type of history do you learn, if you can think of it off the top of your head?
there is Black History Month where we do Black History Month research projects and stuff like that. Other history stuff, well, so far we haven't done history that much,
Okay,
actually.
well, that's
So,
real. That's the fact that you're having to take the time to think about it is kind of telling the story a little bit with Black history. Is it primarily American Black history that you learn, or are you
Yeah.
learning global Black history?
Mostly American Black
Okay.
history.
Okay, and that's important Black history, but then there's so much more history, as you come here and you see. So, well, that's cool, man. I'm glad to have you on the trip, and we hope that this is the first of many. There's so much more. I hope that this takes you and inspires you to explore the world, because some of your greatest forms of education will come by way of you exploring the world, taking the books and using the books for what they're worth, but then also going and seeing for yourself. So I'm glad to have you here.
Thank
All
you.
right? I appreciate it. All right, so that's Mensa and his mom, Alicia, and they're here. We're in the Nubian village right outside of Aswan. And there's Miss Erin. She's here. And she, because she looks like, yeah, I know, because I was looking at her too.
Looks like them.
They're like, girl,
Even
you,
the little girls,
yeah.
are like, hi.
Here, put the clippers on. You started talking, so you're here, so you good. Because I was looking at it, and I was trying to get her in the shot.
Because I've been like, why are they so fascinated with her? And now it makes sense.
Yeah.
She looks like them.
Yeah.
And even the kids have been like, oh
Like,
my
wait a minute.
gosh, like she looked like us.
And Aaron was like, oh, what's going on here? You see all the children?
Now.
You see all the other children?
Yes.
Yeah. And so she's kind of like, okay.
Wow, they look like me. You see, they look like you.
Yeah. So for you, as a mom, what does this, and we talked earlier, but now it was kind of like we were
It's
on
like,
the,
wow.
so it's a wow for you.
Yeah, it's a wow. Yes, and it actually reminds me, because I'm Jamaican, so it reminds me of like how our family grew up and my grandparents, and just the whole community thing, and everybody's welcome, and be in the house to come to, and all that kind of stuff, and multiple beds like they have in there.
Oh, right,
It's like
because if you look
multiple
over here,
families.
you see that
it's multiple families
those. So
within-
this is the courtyard. Is that
Yeah.
how it is in Jamaica also?
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
Okay.
Like you have like the meeting area, like the
Okay.
veranda, and then you have like multiple families. Because even now, modern day, I have a couple of cousins, generations of cousins that live with my parents. So it's just take care of family, and that's what you do.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
you
you
have
have
the
made,
connection.
what you
Yes.
have done, you have put this memory in her mind, as well as Ray Sean's mind as
Yes.
well. That's your big boy over there.
Yes.
He's over there. He's come outside of his shell completely.
Oh my gosh.
100% outside of his shell. At first he was a little conservative with it, but now we have, as we say in the country, done turn him loose.
Yes.
Done turn him loose.
Yes.
So, but it's good. People are able to to see and experience it. So we'll go ahead and get everybody tasting some of the food. And so again, we thank you for being a part of this experience.
you.
All right, so I'll grab that from you right there. All right, everybody. So we're going to go ahead and get everybody tasting some of the foods, and then we'll move on to the other thing that we do. And I'm gonna flip the camera around. The other thing that we do that's very important is making sure that people go to the Nubian Museum. And so going to the Nubian Museum is important because most people go to the museum in Cairo and they don't actually get to the Nubian Museum, which shows the chronology of the history of what happened in this part of the world, and it's very, very important. So we're gonna go ahead and get ready to start eating, tasting some of the dates and all of that. So I just wanted to bring you all inside of this, to do subscribe, like, share, and then guess what? Join us on one of these experiences. That's how you do it, because it's nothing like you can watch this video, but when you come here and see for yourself, nobody can take that from you, and for yourself. It's called a no gaslight zone. As Alicia said, this is the most spectacular trip of her life, and she was willing to do whatever it took for her son to have this experience. So that's the deal. So there's more on the way here from Egypt, and we're getting ready to eat. All right, talk to you soon. What y'all gonna do? Subscribe, like, share. You have the ability to change the narratives because you can click a button and people can see this is how the family, you know, I'm still here, right? And the family's so welcoming. They welcome us into their home. And this is how it is.
All right, I'll count it down. 1,
Cleophas.
3. I'm gonna take another one, okay? Please don't move. There. Thank you for allowing us here. Check it to make sure.
All right. All right. So subscribe, like, share. Talk to you soon.